Apparently. A little snake from a nest in Mount Hermon, eh? Get the knife.
Put it on the ground. On the ground! Back. Get back.
It's your watch.
Sorry, Abram. I don't remember falling asleep.
He could have knifed you both.
No.
You just wandered over the border by accident.
Yes, I got lost.
Liar! God, he stinks.
Leave him alone.
Let me remind you of something, Miriam. This close to Syria, we don't have the luxury of even one mistake.
I didn't mean to sleep. I was exhausted after patrol yesterday.
Move! You didn't have to enlist, you know.
I am a Zionist too.
Do you know what we are up against?
All right, Avram.
We're out here, a plow in one hand, a gun in the other. There's no second chance.
Avram, she only fell asleep.
And you both could have died. I couldn't have that happen to you.
So that's it. Look, he's too weak to kill anyone. Look at him.
Food. Please, a little water.
That's why you came here. Food and water.
Yes, I got lost. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Maybe 4.
What's your name?
Jamal. You Sabra?
No.
Not all of us were born here.
You Nehal?
That's right. Farming Defense Corps,
From the kibbutz.
which your friends are raiding. Blowing up the irrigation ditches, cutting the barbed wire, poisoning the cattle troughs, shooting at tractor drivers in the hills, women tractor drivers. But you don't know anything about that.
No, I don't know anything.
Liar! You're one of the guerrillas we've been hunting.
No, not true. Please, just a little water.
Would it hurt to give him a drink, Abram?
Let's tie him up.
Don't punish him because I fell asleep and endangered the girl you're going to marry.
My father fought for this country. In the Negev, in the Sinai, he fought.
In his own way, my father gave Israel as much as yours.
I hardly consider performing chamber music on a par with manning a tank. Losing both legs to a grenade? You're soft, Miriam. Ever look closely at a Sabra cactus? Spiny, tough. You have to learn about being Israeli.
Avram,
What?
perhaps you don't realize, but you treat her shabbily just because she grew up in an Arab country. She loves this land as much as any of us who came from Poland or Romania, even as much as someone who calls himself a Sabra.
Taking her side?
Yes, because you're angry and worn out from hunting gorillas and not finding them.
We've found one now.
No, it's not true.
Get the rope.
I swear, on Allah's tomb.
Allah doesn't live here anymore. We kicked his tail back over the border.
Ow!
Not so tight.
There! Now that's a position that inspires cooperation. Tell us the truth. Or shall I blow your louse-ridden head off?
Sabras don't kill prisoners.
That's where your Arabs are one-up, isn't it? You'll do anything, including shooting women in the fields, if you can do it from behind a rock when it's dark. But the sun's up, Kemal. It's a beautiful morning in the Golan Heights, and it's the last free day of your life.
You're going to lock me up?
Of course.
You're making me sick.
Watch his eyes. He hates us.
All I see is a boy, like you.
The sun's blinded you.
Avram, it'll be full daylight soon. I suggest we stop arguing over one captive.
I want him to admit he's a terrorist.
He isn't.
Even if he is, he won't tell you.
I can persuade him. Please, all I ask is food, a little water.
Well, perhaps, if you cooperate. For 6 weeks, terrorists have been raiding our kibbutz. We've lost 1 man, 1 woman, and many others wounded, including children.
I don't know anything.
How many are in your gang?
I don't know.
Who is the leader?
Kemal knows nothing. It is the truth.
Let's start again. Where are you from?
From the other side of a great mountain.
Mount Hermon, Syrian.
Yes, we are poor. It is just my mother, my cousin, and my father who is crippled. We live in one hut. There is always sickness, no food. The fields refuse to bear. But down here in Israel, there is rich earth. I look from the rocks.
Through a rifle scope?
No.
Tell the truth!
Avram!
Yes! Let him speak.
All right. Go on.
Down here, there is rich earth. The sweet apples growing. Once before he was crippled, my father brought me an apple. It was the last time I ever remember being happy.
Did you run away, Kemal?
4 days ago. I could stand the farm no longer.
Didn't you realize you crossed the border?
How could I tell? The yellow markers are far apart.
Could you read one if you saw it?
No,
What did you plan to do next?
I did not think that far. When the belly is empty for years, it is hard to see past the next minute.
We have food to spare.
He's not getting any.
You said you would feed me if I spoke.
I said perhaps. I don't happen to believe your little story.
God knows he's thin enough.
How old are you, Kemal?
15, I think.
He's 17 or 18 at least. And don't worry, Kemal. They'll feed you decently in the camp.
Prison camp?
Detention.
You can't condemn him to imprisonment.
No camp. Let me go.
So you can sneak back tomorrow night.
Avram, what do we gain?
1 less Arab.
You told me to look at him. He's young, frightened.
So you trust him, do you? Have you forgotten that he came into camp with this?
Avram! Esther!
That's Hannah.
Trolls are called in. You got one.
Yes, a tourist.
Caught 4 others near the kibbutz 2 hours ago.
Hear that? Your friends.
No, I am not of that kind.
He denies it.
Well, those 4 had plastique. Rifles with scopes.
How old were they?
His age.
That doesn't prove anything.
How'd he get into camp? Wasn't somebody standing guard?
Miriam.
I fell asleep.
Well, it's lucky nothing happened to Esther. Last year in the pear orchard, we came across an Arab. Esther reacted so quickly.
I just grabbed his arm.
Before he could strike. Would you have risked yourself for me?
I'm never quite as good as the rest of you.
No one asked you to settle here.
No one but my ancestors.
Sleepy ancestors, evidently. Now is an army corps. Carelessness is unforgivable.
You're so tough, aren't you?
Israel survives because we're sovereigns.
When is the interrogation of the other 4?
1,200 hours. All patrols should be back by then.
Did they catch the leader?
No, he's still at large. One of the 4 broke down right away for food. Apparently all the guerrillas are starving. Nothing to sustain them except the desire to kill us.
I tell you, I am nothing but a farmer's son.
And what is the leader's name?
I didn't hear.
And we are ordered back by noon.
Yes, one person was sent to bring in each patrol.
Then we'll break camp and go. As soon as we eat breakfast.
Then you're taking him back?
Yes.
Good.
Miriam thinks we should let him go.
Typical.
He swears he's not one of them.
On the strength of that, you let him go?
I would. And I'd hold the others only as long as necessary.
Very humane. Very stupid.
You're outvoted. Even if it were just you and I, you'd still be outvoted. Sorry, there's not enough for you.
I'll give him my share.
Oh my, there isn't enough for you either.
How long can you live this way, Avram?
Live what way?
Hating, hurting. Somewhere there has to be a beginning of trust and forgiveness.
For him, he's guilty as hell.
He's guilty because of what you think he is, not because of what you know.
Safer that way.
The wrong way. If we're morally right to claim Israel as a homeland, we can't be morally wrong in the way we protect it. It's a beautiful land, especially here in the north. Oak trees and orange groves, the brightest, clearest sunlight I've ever seen. But this stains that beauty, turns it dark and ugly. That's not the kind of country I want my children to inherit.
Miriam, do you understand why we fight?
To repel the Arab attacks.
We fight because if we did not fight, there would be no more Israel. It's not a question of winning or losing. It's a question of winning or being wiped off the face of the earth.
So you torture a boy.
He is an Arab, our natural enemy.
Natural enemy? You don't know your history, Sabra.
I beg your pardon.
Jews and Arabs come from the same Semitic stock. We used to be friends, cooperating in farming and in education.
Cooperating? I hardly think those are friends out there trying to slaughter us.
I've never denied the need to defend Israel. I only deny the need to be brutal when it's not necessary.
With him, I consider it necessary.
There is no evidence that Kemal is guilty of anything but hunger. You're even torturing him over that.
Avram is in command. He makes the decisions.
Avram,
No use. It's no use.
You haven't eaten.
Not feeding him is heartless. I expect a little more compassion of the man I married.
This is the border between two warring countries. And you're not a bride yet.
I am well aware of that.
This land once belonged to us. It belonged to us for 2,000 years. We lived on it. We farmed it. And we were buried here. What does it take to make a land belong to a people?
The Palestinians who stayed live with us in peace. You left it. You ran away.
We fled in fear of our lives. And now we aren't allowed back. We grew up in camps with no home, no land of our own, and no hope for the future. You blame us for wanting to return to a land on which our people have always lived. We became enemies when you drove us from our homeland.
Before the land belonged to the Arab, it belonged to the Jew.
Does the length of time you keep stolen property make it yours?
But it wasn't the Arab who drove your people away. The Romans did. This land has belonged to us since the Roman Empire ended many centuries ago. It is our land, as clearly as any land, anywhere, has ever belonged to any people.
It's no use. We can't teach history to an ignorant Arab in one afternoon.
The sun's getting hot.
I do not know why people hate. I only know I have a terrible thirst. I beg you for a little water. I beg you.
All right. Anything to stop that whining. There's some left. Come and get it.
Avram, that was unforgivable.
It's an act. He's probably their leader.
Let the interrogators find that out. In the meantime, try to act like a man.
Let's strike camp.
I got carried away. But on the matter of imprisonment, I won't bend.
And the sun's a little darker because we refused the chance to make a beginning.
I will ask your officers to shoot me. I cannot live the rest of my life in a cage.
Perhaps when they question you, and you're innocent as you say, they'll let you go.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
I'm sorry.
Then you're a weakling.
Hannah?
There's a difference between weakness and human decency. Miriam understands. If we pay a price for winning Israel, we'll have a nation without a soul.
Come on, it's time to break camp.
At least let him have water. There's another canteen.
Here, you give it to him.
Can you drink this way?
Not without holding it.
I'm going to cut him free. We can tie him up again.
Wait! Now.
Just a minute more. There. Miriam, hand me the...
Drop your rifles! Drop them to watch your blood on the ground! Get over there! Down on your knees! Hands above your heads! Now! I spit on you, Sabras. I spit on you all! You are stupid. Stupid and weak! When I was first captured, I was sick at heart! And then I heard the soft one speak, and I knew it would not be long till I was free. Lock us up, kill us, it makes no difference. Kemal and his brothers would remember and come back again and again. And each time, many more will die. What are you going to do with her? She is my shield, Sabra. Up in the rocks behind me, I know many secret hiding places. Once there, I will not need her anymore, so I can give her back. Esther!
Avram!
Esther! She is dead. Bring a blanket. A blanket! Stand back, you aren't fit.
Don't. Didn't even get off one good shot. He'll be back.
Esther was my friend. I feel her loss as much as you.
You couldn't.
She was my friend. She saved my life. But don't you see, what Kemal did only proves that every cruelty begets another, and every death...
Be quiet! I'll not have arguments with her lying here. Hannah, you stand guard. I'll be back with a couple of men.
We can take her to the kibbutz ourselves.
No. She must be carried home slowly, with some dignity. I want to be at the kibbutz when the other four are questioned. I can persuade them, tell me where to find Kemal.
And someday Kemal will die of a bullet or a grenade. And his friends will strike back. And we will strike back, and on and on.
For a minute, I almost believed what you said. Didn't dare tell Avram. Now I'm glad, because I know how wrong you are.
No, Hannah, listen.
Blood for blood, that's the lesson of Esther. And I won't forget it again.
I'm so sorry.
Coward! May the God of Israel burn this morning into my memory. May I marry and raise Sabras who are true to the name. May I have the wisdom and the patience to teach them the truth.
Hannah, please, Hannah.
To kill and never stop killing. Until they are destroyed and we are free. Amen.